He's coming with me.
It's girls like you who get men like me locked away from our wives in the first place.
What does that mean?
Whores. You were the king's whore. He's dead. You're nobody now.
You can be married to her, you can be sleeping with her, but you're never gonna get in between us.
Not trying to, buddy.
I'm not trying to.
Exactly.
This is our world! Our world, Mother, and that's what love is, real love!
Kaya di na paura, bro. Agum, lembarado tu ame. David, ne aveva paura niente, ma anche morì. Ma tu non sai che significa. Easy.
Are you ready?
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Lost. Season 6, the final season. Last episode, bit of a doozy. This darkness that they're talking about now is just like, let's give them more mystery. More things to think about. Looking forward to seeing how they're going to wrap up this series. Of course, I know you guys are looking forward to my reactions as well. But if you want to watch it now, you know what to do. Go watch it on Patreon. I highly recommend you do so. There's going to be a lot of shows that I'm watching on Patreon that's just not going to come to YouTube. Make sure you go check it out. So let's jump into the reaction. And I will see you guys right after for the review.
Come on.
That's not...
John? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Come on, let's get you inside.
Okay, so she's still with him.
The wedding is in October. Who's Dr. Jack Shepard?
Oh, I met him at Lost Luggage when I went. He lost something too.
He's a spinal surgeon?
Yeah, nice guy. He offered me a free consult. Oh, he was just being polite, Helen.
So what? I mean, odds of you just running into a spinal surgeon. Maybe it's destiny.
Plus, it's a free consult. I mean, what do you got to lose? Okay.
All right, Richard. Time to talk.
Time to talk. A boot?
Welcome back, Colonel.
Oh my god.
Wow. You got a nice tan in Australia. So, how was the conference, John?
I was okay. I didn't really learn anything.
See, Ken Fisher called and said you had to cancel your lunch with him.
Right. I was a little under the weather that day. Probably jet lag.
Then the seminar people called and said you hadn't picked up your credentials. I did some checking. Since we sent you to Sydney on the company's dime, where the hell were you?
Look, Randy, I'm really sorry. How do we just call that my vacation week?
I thought you wanted that vacation week in October, you know, for your wedding.
I know I shouldn't have lied. But where I was, it's personal, and I really don't want to talk about it.
Okay, John. You're fired.
Yo, Randy's a dick, bro. You shouldn't have lied, John.
Richard, I'm sorry I hit you in the throat and dragged you off the beach, but I had to do something.
What do you want?
For you to come with me.
You look like John Locke.
I knew he'd get me access to Jacob. John's a candidate. Or at least he was a candidate.
What do you mean? What do you mean a candidate?
What do you
Didn't
mean?
Jacob tell you any of this?
Any of what?
Oh. You've been doing everything he told you all this time, and he never said why? I would never have done that to you. I would never have kept you in the dark. I would have treated you with respect. Come with me, and I promise I'll tell you everything.
Candidate for what?
Are you sure about that, Richard? Most people seldom get a second chance.
No, not going anywhere with you.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be seeing you, Richard, sooner than you think.
Tell me what happened to them.
John Locke killed them, turned into a pillar of black smoke. And he killed them right before my eyes.
Did it kill Jacob as well?
Yes?
Then where's his body?
Locke pushed him into the fire and he burned away.
Locke, do you know why he carried Richard out into the jungle?
He's recruiting.
He's recruiting.
Hello, James.
Thought you were dead.
I am. You're taking this extremely well.
Taking what extremely well?
That I'm here.
The ghost of Christmas past. All I care about is this whiskey.
This isn't your house, James. You just lived here for a while. This was never your house.
Who are you? You sure as hell ain't John Locke.
What makes you say that?
Because Locke was scared. Even when he was pretending he wasn't. But you ain't scared.
What if I told you I was the person who could answer the most important question in the world?
Probably would have laughed at you too.
Why are you on this island?
Because my plane crashed. Because my raft blew up.
That's not why you're here. I can prove it.
Well, I guess I better put some pants on.
Damn, I can't even be a menace.
Dude,
You go?
what are you doing?
What am I doing? What the hell are you doing? You ever park a car in your life? You're practically in my spot. I can park anywhere I want. You need to stay inside the lines.
I'm really sorry. They were supposed to reserve a spot for me.
I haven't seen you before. You work here?
Actually, I own the company. Cool. What do you do here, John?
Actually, nothing. My boss just fired me.
Oh? Who's your boss? Randy Nations?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that guy is a huge douche. I own a temp agency, too. Call this number and tell them that Hugo said to hook you up with the new job and chin up. Things are gonna work out.
And then they transition to a shot of him dead.
Getting pretty right.
Oh my god. Is that a crab?
Come on, let's get out of here.
What makes you think that I'm going with you?
Because you want to find Jin. I know that if he's on the island and he's alive, then he'll be at the temple.
Let's get moving. What about John?
He
We
did.
need to bury him.
Oh, not really.
What were you doing alone in that house, James?
Drinking.
Where are the rest of your friends? Why aren't you with them?
You know what? How about we just don't talk?
You got it.
Who the hell's that?
You can see him?
The kid? Hell yeah, I can see him.
You know the rules. You can't kill him.
Is this a young Jacob?
What I can't do.
It's like a young Jacob.
Don't tell me what I can't do!
You know the rules. You can't kill him.
Locke! Locke! Whoever you are, you got about 20 seconds and then I'm out of here. What the hell are you doing here?
Where is he?
Locke ran off in the jungle after some kid.
We need to go now.
Go where? You know what? I've been to the temple. I think I'm sticking with Locke.
That man is not John Locke.
I know. Says he knows why I'm on this island. Unless you want to tell me why I'm here, Richard.
Don't be naive. He's not going to tell you anything. He's going to kill you. You're dealing with. He doesn't just want you dead. He wants everyone dead. Everyone you care about. All of them. And he won't stop.
Who are you talking to?
Nobody. You ever catch up with a kid?
What kid?
Right. Let's get on with it, shall we?
Yes, James. Let's get on with it.
So what kid?
Describe yourself as.
Look, Mr. Reyes told me if I came down here, I would be taken care of.
If he said that, I can make it happen for you. If you want to work construction, you got it. I will send you down there tomorrow, and then the day after, you will be back in my office. Look, Mr. Locke, let's try to be a little more realistic.
And what do you know about realistic?
I have cancer. Terminal cancer.
Sorry.
When the doctors first told me, I had a hard time accepting it. Eventually, I got past the denial part, and I got back to living whatever life I've got left. How about we find you a job you can do?
Yeah, because I mean, why you want to go be a construction site supervisor? You can't even move around freely. I just say, you think they're gonna build a ramp for you everywhere?
Well, that doesn't sound like a happy ending.
It ain't.
What's on your mind, James?
Wondering what would happen to you if I put a bullet in your head.
Why don't we find out?
What are you?
What I am is trapped. Trapped for so long that I don't even remember what it feels like to be free. Maybe you can understand that. But before I was trapped, I was a man, James, just like you.
I have a hard time believing that.
Well, you can believe whatever you want, but that's the truth. I know what it's like to feel joy, to feel pain, anger, fear, to experience betrayal, what it's like to lose someone you love. If you want to shoot me, but you're so close, James.
Hey, I want to see what happens. So, get in there, James. Rooting for you. This is so strange, bro. Like, I'm here sitting down just waiting for answers.
Does anyone want to say anything? Didn't any of you know him?
All right, I know him.
And I killed him.
John Locke was a believer. He was a man of faith. He was a much better man than I will ever be.
Well, at least you can admit it.
And I'm very sorry I murdered him.
Just drop that bombshell at the graveside. Why am I laughing so hard? Man, it's exactly what I said. Just drops that bombshell right by the graveside. Yeah, I murdered him. Imagine going to that funeral.
Who's that on the phone?
No one.
No one? John, I just heard you talking on the phone.
I was calling Dr. Shepard.
Well, good for you. When are you gonna see him?
I'm not going to see him.
I don't understand. Why wouldn't you?
I got fired, Helen.
Coming!
Oceanic Courier. Delivering your lost luggage. Okay. Sign here to accept the delivery.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, John. Now talk to me. Did you get fired?
I lied to Randy. I didn't go to the conference in Sydney. Open the case, Helen.
Are you a serial killer? That's what I would ask.
What are these for? Your what?
My walkabout. Man against nature. But they wouldn't let me go. I sat there yelling at them, shouting at them that they couldn't tell me what I can't do. But they were right. I'm sick of imagining what my life could be out of this chair, Helen. What it would be like to walk down the aisle with you. Because it's not going to happen. So if you need me to see more doctors, more consults, if you need me to get out of this chair, I don't blame you. But I don't want you to spend your life waiting for a miracle, Helen. There is no such thing.
There are miracles, John. And the only thing I was ever waiting for was you.
Well, at least you have that.
Nice view. Now what?
We go down.
Down where? No offense, but you already died. So it's great that this is not a big deal for you. First, you are off your damn nut.
It's no problem. I'll go first.
Who built this ladder?
Come on!
Oh, why did they build a ladder here? They couldn't find a better way to get down here? Damn near impossible. Like, we couldn't swim around, you know?
What is this place?
It's like his temporary home or something. You get banished here.
Hell's that all about?
Inside joke.
A hole in the cliff with some rocks on a scale. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. That, James, is why you're all here.
Okay, I see a lot of names. Bro, what the heck? Who has been writing their names there?
How many times
Ben?
do we have to go over this? If you have the last cup of coffee, you remove the filter and throw it away.
Actually, I was just hoping for some Earl Grey.
Tea? Now there's a gentleman's drink. Ben Linus, European history.
John Locke, substitute.
Well, welcome.
Doesn't make sense. Ben shouldn't exist in this world like this. Are all these people?
Who wrote all this?
His name was Jacob.
Was Jacob?
Died yesterday.
Don't seem too upset about it.
I'm not.
I don't think it was. I think it was him that's
Why are
crossing
names
out
crossed
names.
They're not all crossed out.
That'd be Jack Shepherd.
And he's not the only one.
Kristen's name is there too.
What's the 8 about?
Jacob had a thing for numbers. 16, Gerard.
He had an. It's the numbers, bro.
42, Quan. I don't know if it's son or if it's Jin. 4, Locke. I think we both know him.
The numbers correlate with
Last
the
but not
numbers.
least,
The numbers.
Ford. That would be you.
Why would he write my name on this wall? I never even met the guy.
Oh no, I'm sure you did meet Jacob. At some point in your life, James, probably when you were young, when you were miserable and vulnerable, he came to you, pulled your strings like you were a puppet. And as a result, choices that you thought you made were never really choices at all.
He gave him a pen.
To the island.
Why the hell would he do that?
Because you're a candidate.
Candidate for what?
He thought he was the protector of this place. And you, James, have been nominated to take over that job. First, you can do nothing and see how all this plays out. And possibly your name will get crossed out. Second option, you can accept the job, become the new Jacob, and protect the island. That's the joke. There's nothing to protect it from. It's just a damned island.
I think he's the one up here crossing out names, bruh.
You said there were 3 choices.
The third choice, James, is that we just go. We just get the hell off this island. We never look back.
And how do we do that?
together. So what do you say, James?
I think the island is the trap.
Are you ready to go home?
I think he's been trapped in it. I think Jacob doesn't want him to get off the island. This damn smoke monster.
Hell yes.
I know this is just one all just big. This was crazy good. This was a really good episode. Way better than episode 3. That's the thing that I've loved about watching the Lost seasons, you know, ever since I started watching it. Wow, it's been like 6 months since I've been watching this show, I think. But I've enjoyed, right? I've really enjoyed the fact that how they build their seasons. And, you know, one of the things that they don't struggle with is their building anticipation and towards, you know, for the season. Like they don't sacrifice anything for that. They know how to they know how to pull the audience in and really have you feeling like you're a part of the journey. Very immersive writing for a show that, you know what I'm saying, is not even really meant to be immersive. It's more of like you're just watching this stuff and you're wondering what's going on. It's not really like really there to pull you into that world. It's not necessarily meant to really pull you into that world, because all of this stuff is like all this supernatural, all of this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the task of trying to pull people in that world, like beyond like the first season of the show, is they've done an incredible job. I can't praise them enough about that. So this episode kind of concentrated on giving an update. As I was said last episode, they didn't give us any update on what's going on with the smoke monster and what he thinks. I think, of course, he's tricking James into working with him and trying to get off the island. I wonder if that's what Jacob has been doing this entire time. I wonder if that's what he's been doing, is to try to keep him on the island because he's trying to get out and, you know, do stuff in the world or whatever. Maybe he's trying to protect the world from the smoke monster and trying to keep him in, and he needs people to do that, and he knows how to really reach out to people who has the potential to be able to be good protectors of the island and also to keep him trapped, and they have to protect themselves from him as well. You know, Richard was trying to warn Sawyer as well, but Sawyer is one of those characters, man, that is just like, he just goes by the beat of his own drum. You're not gonna convince him to do stuff he doesn't want to do. He's still very cautious, even when he's following you. He's still a very cautious person, a lone wolf, if you will. And you know, I think this season is the first time we actually see him act vulnerable to the point of breaking to tears. You know what I'm saying? So that was new, definitely on him. I don't think Jacob is the one. I don't think Jacob is the one that was writing names. If it was Jacob that was writing names on there, you know, if it was him that was doing that, I mean, in some ways it would make sense, but also not make any sense. Like, you know, how do we know it's not you that was writing these names under there? How do we know it wasn't you that was writing those names and you've killed all of these other candidates that Jacob has been trying to get to the island, right? Of who is supposed to become the leader. Then we also have the thing with the little boy that showed up. I think that little boy is a young Jacob. He looks just like him as a kid, you know, and he's saying, you can't kill him. You know the rules. Well, sir, I don't know the rules. Could you tell me what the rules are so we can know why this guy is a bad guy? Because they are really showing us things to make us empathize with him. from the things that he's saying, I still don't trust him. I still think he's a bad person. I think that I think Jacob, when Jacob met James back in the day, was at his parents' funeral, right? He was a kid and all he did was give him a pen. How does that influence him towards the island? Every time Jacob interacted with these guys, I think the only time was when Hugo got out of jail. I think that was the only time that Jacob actually like told somebody to go back. I think at that point, right? He told Hugo to go back to the island, right? You have to go back. I think that was the only time that I saw Jacob. All the other meetings that he's had with people, it was never really influential, like he was trying to push them towards the Highland in any way. It was more of like making contact it was more like making contact with these people. I don't know if that's the kind of draw that he's talking about. I don't know if that's what he's talking about, but maybe it is. So I'm thinking about a lot of this stuff and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. Hopefully they do. Of course, as I said, they need to clear up a lot of these other plot holes, if you will, that's in everything that they need to tie up. I have no doubt that they're going to do it. They're making strides towards that as well, because of course my thoughts on what the series is about is going to be subjective, so I'm setting the groundwork right now. So when you hear my review, you're not upset, because it's subjective, guys. A review is subjective. You can't really truly objectively review something. It's subjective to what you thought of what it was. You know what I'm saying? It's an individual thing. Like, some people might look at Lost and watch the entire thing and think it's a bunch of baloney, and and then you have somebody that absolutely love it, think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So you know what I'm saying? So it's very subjective, right? So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what else they're going to reveal and bring to our attention. We also got they finally buried John's body, and we also saw what's happening in the alternative world of the the crash never happening and stuff like that. What was happening with John? He met Hugo, he met Rose. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Hugo, still businessman, won the lottery, turned it into an empire. Great stuff. Love it. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, leave a like, leave a comment. I'll catch you guys for the next one, man. Peace.